But what I really want to do is Facebook ads is one of those things, it's probably the most complicated of all of the different medias to kind of set up. So I want to walk you step by step how you set up a Facebook ad, what your objective should be, how to test different pictures, all that good stuff. So we're recording this call, so you guys will get a copy of this when it's done. I suggest this when you definitely download and put a star by it, because if you have a Facebook ad that runs great for 6 months and then you go back and have to do it again, it's easy to forget all these steps. So I have them literally written down because it can be a fun process. And pull up my book here and we'll go through from start to finish. Okay, let me hit my share screen. Can you guys see that okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is just my regular Facebook. What you want to do, like you guys have probably seen on your pages, it'll pop up and it'll say, hey, do you want to boost this ad? I don't recommend that, because when you just go to a straight boost on your ad, it's going to use like automatic audiences like 18 and up, and like people who are not necessarily your clients. So when you build the ad from scratch, it makes a huge difference in the performance. So you're going to go to this little down arrow and you're going to go to create ads. That's the first step. And it'll take you into this screen that looks like super overwhelming if you don't know what you're doing. So basically Facebook ads are in 3 parts. You have your campaign, you have your ad set, and you have your actual ad. So what you want to do here is you always want to go after traffic. That's the ideal place. So you're going to click there. And then we're going to move down and you can give it a name. So let's call this one Tripsy. I'm going to do this one for Michigan summer test. And with your ads, by the way, you test them first. Don't just throw $100 on an ad. You test it for $5 a day. You make sure it's going to hit the numbers that I tell you. And if it is, then you can expand it out to go longer or put more money on it. But make sure it's going to hit the performance measures you want it to before you invest a lot of money. That way you don't waste money. All right, so I'm going to hit continue. So this is going to take us into basically the screen where you build your ad. So I actually am going to have you guys like pause right here, and I want you to come up with an ad copy. What I mean by that is a few sentences that you want to have in your ad. And I'm going to show you what ours is. So we have a standard one that we use, and you can test different ad copy, but this is the one we're going to use in terms of for today's test. So I'm going to use the second one that's on this sheet. So it says voted best travel agency, the area's premier travel agency. Travel, actually I'm going to change this to provider, so it doesn't have agency. Offering luxury travel designing for an exceptional vacation experience. Follow for insider travel secrets, advice, and expert insight. So I'm going to copy this here. We're going to use that in a second. But before you even get into your Facebook ad, you might want to write this little sheet up first so you have it ready when you get to that place in the ad, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to name my ad set. So you can add it, what I like to call them the same thing. So test, I'm going after Michigan, and I'm going to put my criteria of the target audience I'm using right in the name so I can quickly identify. So we're going on after the state of Michigan. We're going 100K plus, people that make 100K plus. I'm going after females and that are inclined to travel. So I'm just going to call it that. And then when I take it out of test, I'll take the test. You can rename it later. But for now, that's what we're going to call it. This traffic, just leave it where it says website right here, and I'll explain why in a second. Leave that alone. Leave the offer alone. Now, you guys aren't going to have a saved audience. I have a ton of saved audiences. You're going to have to build your first audience, and then we're going to save it at the end so you can reuse it in the future. So let's see, we don't have this custom one. You're going to skip over that. First thing you're going to really go down to is location. So remember I said we're going to target, I don't want to target all the United States right now. I'm just going to target the state of Michigan because we're getting ready to open a branch there this summer. Okay, so we're going after Michigan in this particular ad. We always use for, you know, you're going to go through your ideal client in module 2 or 3, you went through that exercise of identifying how old are they, what kind of patterns do they have. That's where you're going to use this. I keep it at 64 just because 65 plus, it could be people who aren't necessarily traveling that much, but whatever your demographic is, you're going to put it there. This particular ad, I'm going after females. I always put English in here. Normally when you pick Michigan, that kind of like it's duplicate, so you don't have to fill this out, but I do it just to be on the safe side. Okay, so now this is where you are going to detail, this is where you're going to build that audience that I was talking about, okay? The first thing you're going to put in, the most important, is their salary. So the way that Facebook does this, you have to type in income, and it's going to bring up like all these different income brackets. So it takes a minute because you have to do all of the ones that are over 100. So see, this one says over 500. I'm going to pick that. And then I'm going to type in income again. And I'm going to do the one that is 100 to 124. So I'm going to keep doing this until I have all of them that are over 100,000. You can just move this little guy down. Income here, 250, that sounds good. Income there, 125, let's see, is that everyone? I have 100, 125, 149, no, I'm missing one. Am I missing one? Am I crazy? 49, where's 150 to 250? Oh, there it is. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so in order for this ad to show up for these people, their income has to be 100,000 or higher. Then I'm going to narrow the audience one more time. So that's about 510,000 people in the state of Michigan right now. I'm going to narrow it one more time because some people are rich and they don't care about travel. So I'm going to add some travel stuff in here. So now you can go in and you can go after some behavior things. You can just go ahead and type travel. And I pick a bunch of these until I get my audience up where it's a pretty decent number. Oh, hang on, I need to move this screen up so I can see it. It's so annoying. I don't like business travel. I don't usually do that one. Cruises, yep, we like cruises at our agency. What other kind of travel? There's usually one in here that says like return 2 weeks ago. I like that one because that tells me that they're active travelers. And family vacations, we like that. So we're gonna go through and you're gonna pick, if you do adventure travel, you could click that one. Frequent travelers, definitely do that one. Because Facebook sees when you guys post pictures in different places, that's how they tell that people are traveling. Like it's really scary when you look into how they get all this data, but it is pretty accurate. Travel and leisure, it's more of an employer's thing. Leisure travelers again. Oh, here we go. Return from travel 1 week ago. Okay, let's see how many I have. So I have 300,000 in this case. I like to have a few more than that. I actually like the number to be around 800 to 1.2 million to get a good grasp on my ad. So let me see if I can add any more via this travel segment. Oh, that added a few. Yeah, just travel is, if they have travel as an interest on there. And let's see. Leisure travelers, I already had that. I think I already had that one in there. Okay, so we're up to 460. So in that case, let me just see if I do men and women. Yeah, that changes it to 750. So I'm gonna go ahead and change it, and then I'm gonna change the name of this ad real quick. So I'm gonna take the female out and do male plus female. Actually, I'll just do all. Oh, and I forgot, I did 35 to 64. Okay, so that's in my name. Leave all that stuff alone. Pick the area you want to target. In this case, it's Michigan. We're going 35 to 64, all men and women, English. So they have to be in this salary group and they have to have some kind of interest in travel in order for this ad to pop up, okay? Connections, leave that alone. Go ahead and save your audience. That way you have it for future. So in the future, and again, you have to keep renaming this crap, which is a pain. So I'm gonna do Michigan, all 35 to 64, 100K plus travel inclined, whatever you want to name it, and save it. Boom. Okay, now, so this is the important part. This is the other place you guys will mess up and spend too much money. Or we had someone in the mastermind a while back and she just forgot to unclick something, so it was charging her for Instagram. You want, when you're testing an ad, you need to leave it on mobile only. Okay, it's gonna default to this one for you guys the first time you do it. Mine's defaulting to the right place because I use it so much. But you wanna default, where did that go? Now I lost it. Hello, where did you go? Oh no, don't tell me I did it on accident. Oh, edit placements, yeah. Always, always, always edit your placements. And you wanna change it to mobile only, and you only wanna run it on Facebook. So take all this Instagram crap off, take all this, whatever this is, audience network, Messenger. We don't want to be running ads in Messenger because Facebook gives you the truest test. And I also unclick Marketplace. I just like mine to run in the regular Facebook, make sure it's working. Now, when your numbers are good, if you want to go back and run this on mobile and desktop, then you can do both, that's fine. But make sure it tests on mobile only first, and that will tell you if you have a successful ad. So test it on mobile only, and then if it's working, you can go back. I just actually run mine 90% of the time just on mobile because most people are on their phones anyway. But if you have an ad that's knocking it on the park and you want to add desktop, you can do that later. But for now, we're just doing a test, so we're going to leave it on mobile only. All right, mobile only, we're doing Facebook. That all looks good. All right, so I'm gonna move down now and make sure your daily budget is set to $5. If you're forgetful, go ahead and do an end date. I'm not, I check this every day, and because you can turn your ads on and off if you choose to, but if you're forgetful, it's gonna charge you $5 every day for the rest of your life if you don't put an end date. So I'm gonna leave mine as continually and then see how it goes, and we'll go from there. Now, the rest of this you want to leave alone. There's nothing here you need to change. And now you're going to go ahead and hit continue. And it's going to take you into the actual building part of your ad. So everyone following so far? Okay, cool. I can't see the chat box just in case you guys are asking questions. I'll go back and answer them all at the end for sure. Okay, so now we're in the part where we're going to actually build our ad. If you manage more than one business or more than one page, or this can show up as your personal self too, make sure this is to your business page. Like I have one that I do for my niece, I have careers on my, so we're doing Tripsy Travel, that's what we're doing, okay? So Tripsy Travel, and let me move your beautiful pictures here so I can make sure it's Instagram's not in here. Yeah, no, I don't wanna do Instagram right now, we're just testing. Okay, so down here, the next step is always, always, always use this one right here. Single image, create up to 6 ads with 1 image each. It's gonna make 1 ad, but it will test 6 different pictures for you and tell you which picture is the best picture to use. So it runs for 24 hours and you'll be able to see, ooh, this picture is way better. So then you can just shut off all the ones that aren't ranking as high and go just use the top 1 or 2. Usually it's just the top 1 that we pick, okay? Whichever one's kind of, and it's so funny with pictures, like pictures is the most important part, and whatever you think is the greatest picture is never the one that's like at the top. It always surprises me. 2 things with pictures. For some reason, when people have eyes, Facebook likes that, or the consumers respond to that, and don't use too much blue that's close to the Facebook blue in your picture because it blends in. The 2 things with pictures in terms of what our consultants have told us and we've tested and works for us as well. Okay, so from here, now you have to add the pictures. You can do this 1 of 2 ways. Facebook has a bunch of stock photos. So if you really want to just do it quick, you can just go in here and type travel, and you can pick whatever stock photos you want out of their list. These are all approved. They're all licensed to use on Facebook. You don't have to get any approvals, all that stuff. So that's if you want to just test with their existing photos, you're welcome to do that. I like to use my own. So I'm going to upload, and I have a file all ready here on my board. So we're going to test a couple. We're going to do this family one. Let's do her first. And then, so I'm gonna upload 6 of these real quick. That one looks summery. I'm feeling like this one's gonna test better in Texas, but we'll see. I'm running a test in Texas as well. All right, this cute teddy bear, I like him. Load up some more. I'm gonna go with this pineapple instead of this blue one for those Facebook reasons that I talked to you guys about. Let's see, that's 4. Let me grab 2 more here. Let's see, this one has a little blue, but I have the Tripsy in there on that one, so we'll give that a whirl. Facebook always tells you not to use words on the picture, but sometimes that's worked out okay for us. So use your own, test your own and see how it goes. Okay, so I have 6 pictures kind of loaded up. So in a minute, see how it has the pictures in here? In a minute, we'll be able to see how the ads kind of come together. So you load your pictures up. Now, before you start playing over here, now we have to put our ad copy in. Leave this alone. You're going to leave it on website. So text. Let me plug this text in real quick. Remember the text I got from my Word document? I'm pasting that in. Now, I'm going to show you guys a really cool tip. So I have this on website, but it's not linking back to my Tripsy website. It's linking to this site here. So what is the site here? Let me copy and show you. So where I am linking them, all roads lead, oh wait, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong link. That is not the right place. Hang on one moment. Let me go back to Word. Did I copy the wrong one? What did I do here? Okay, so well, let's do it from scratch. So what you want to do is you want to pull your pages, go into your agency for Facebook. So I'm going to go over to Tripsy here real quick. I'm in a new Facebook screen. So see how it says Facebook Travel Tripsy? Copy this over, and then you're going to go to a site, and I'm going to make this link smaller. So I'm going to go to the site called Bitly. Bitly will allow you to, for free, create a tiny little link, a short little link. So I'm going to paste this here and hit shorten. And then I can copy this. Wait, is this doing the right one? Shorten, shorten. So then you can copy your link there, and then you can put it into your ad copy. Okay, so once it's in your ad copy, I'm gonna have to go back and test that because I think it's hanging onto that other link, but we'll figure that out later. So put your link in the text right here. Why isn't this letting me paste? One sec. Here, I'm gonna use this one for the sake of time because it's being silly. Okay. So you guys would actually have your Bitly link here. My Bitly is acting funny, so I'm just going to use this longer one for right now to give you the idea. Okay, cool. So let me take all this out and repaste it again. There we go. Okay. So in your ad, a couple of things with your ad copy. You want to keep it short and concise. Your only goal here is to get them over to your page to like your page. We're not going for conversions. We're not going for selling vacations. You're trying to get people to follow your page to create an audience that you can then make offers to every day, every week, every year. Okay, so the goal here is to grow our audience. So from here, keep it short, concise, and then have your Bitly link right here. I'm using the longer one because my Bitly's acting crazy. So have that there. Then down here, you can do the same thing. So see how where I'm pushing them back to is our Tripsy page. So even though it says website, it doesn't literally mean your website. It means your URL for your Facebook page. So whether they click here, they click on the picture, or they click this learn more, I'm putting that link in all of those places, okay? Then in your headline, you want to have a headline, something along the lines of, let's see, follow for expert travel tips or insights, something like that. Let's see, that's almost too long. So you want to have kind of like a catchy title or something small. I like to have it kind of tiny. Let me even try this. Follow #1 travel agency. I'm like trying to squeeze it, it doesn't want to work. All right, so we'll play around. We'll leave it like that for now. So that's going to be our ad right there. Call to action, I leave it on learn more. The learn more is going to click them right back over to the URL that you put up here, okay? Do this preview real quick and make sure that's looking good. Yeah, okay, good. So leave it on learn more. Don't do the overlay. That's like for people that do shops and things like that. Display link, that's optional. So again, you can paste your link there again if you want to. And it just gives one more spot for them to click on it. Now we're not even using a news feed, but that's just if later I decide to update that. Okay, so far, let's now, you always want to double check your ad, right? So I'm going to look at all of those 6 pictures and it's actually going to show them, which is pretty cool. So this is the, move up, there we go. Move up and cooperate here. Okay, so with our ad here, you can see how the text, now the same text is going to be for every ad. So see how it says ad previews? Now you can click and see what your pictures look like. So I have that, so you see, same exact ad, just a different picture. So I'm going to look at all these. I'm going to make sure the picture looks nice. It's centered well. I don't like the way that one looks at all. So we'll go back and fix that in a second. And we'll see. So up here, if it's not fitting right, you can click this little squiggly, I don't know what to call that. It's like a crop button. And you can kind of crop it down. And let's try that. Okay, that looks a little better. Okay, let's look at number 5 and 6. That looks cute. I wish my logo was a little bigger. I might crop that down a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller, center it. This one's risky because it has a little bit of blue, but it's not exactly the Facebook blue. So we'll see how it tracks. Cool thing is we'll be able to look next week or the week after and you guys can see how the results turned out. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. And that one looks good. So they all look pretty good. Now, right now we're only running them on newsfeed, so I only care about this view. If later you want to see how they're going to look on like a different featured phone or on instant articles, this is how the ad would look. We're not advertising there, so I don't care about that. I'm only looking at mobile. So from there, everything is set up good. Everything looks good. Creative does not include valid link. Okay, there's a weird link somewhere. Oh, it might be giving me problems with this. Oops. Oopsie. Let's try that. It's working for me just fine. Let's try to bring up a new bit.ly. All right, I think because I am not signed into Bitly, it's giving me an issue there, but I'm just gonna go ahead and post the ad anyway, just so you guys can see the process, and I'll go back and fix this stuff later. So normally you put your Bitly ad in there and it should be good to go. All right, so you're gonna hit confirm, and it's gonna think for a second, and then it's gonna send it off to the ad department. All right, here we go. Maybe it's gonna let me fix it. Okay, I'm gonna take this off for now, guys. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's here. No, wrong one. Okay, we're gonna leave it there for now. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit confirm. I just have a different link in there. I'll go back and fix that after the call. And perfect. So right now it says it's in review. So then it gets sent to Facebook. They review the ad. As long as nothing looks crazy, then they'll go ahead and approve it. And then you'll be able to see the likes and stuff that come in. Now, how to go back and check these stats the next day or a few hours from now if you want to see how things are going, you go back to your regular account, and instead of going into ad creation, let me go back to normal one. Okay, you're going to go right here to this down arrow. This is going to be for all your ads. You're going to go to manage ads. Now, when you get to manage ads, let's go into your account. It's going to show all the ads that you're currently running. And we're going to take a peek. So this is one I put in earlier today for Texas. So let's go ahead and click in here. And I'll tell you guys what you're looking for. So when you do your ad, if I click this one more time, it's going to show all 6 pictures. Okay. So see, those are all the pictures we're testing in that similar ad. The things you're looking for in this category are your click-through rate. You want a CTR. You want your click-through rate to be over 2%. If it's not over 2%, just shut the ad off. It's a stinker ad. If you can get one that runs at 4, 6, 7, awesome. You're doing great. The other thing you look at is your cost per click. So every time someone clicks those links, how much is it costing you? You want that to be ideally under 75 cents. If it's under anything under $1 is considered above average. I don't have a problem getting travel ads under 75 cents though. So you guys should be able to do that too in our industry. So I look for over 2%, under 75 cents, and then I know I have a good ad. So if that's the case, I'll either let it keep running, and sometimes I'll even add money to that. Okay. And so you want to keep an eye on this. And eventually, let me take you to like an older ad. We might have to do a cruise on vacation one. I'll take you to an older one that's in there. So we can take a look at how the different pictures kind of line up. So these are shut off right now, but see how this one has a 4.15 click-through rate, and it's only costing 67 cents, right? So that's the one we went with. So all of these other pictures, they did not rank as high on the click-through rate. So we turned them off, and we just let the highest performing one keep running. Does that make sense? Cool. So this is Facebook ads in a nutshell, guys. It's overwhelming the first time you do one. My best advice is just kind of get in there, test a few, only spend $5 a day to make sure that it's working. So let's open it up for questions on the Facebook ad. Oh, Becky has a quick question too. Would you put Disney in there if you're targeting that? Yeah, for sure. So Becky, I would also, in that second drill down to narrow your audience, you can type in Disney.
That's where I was asking.
Disney vacations, family travel. So instead of doing, first class travel and things like that, you could do family travel, Disney travel, any of those would work.
Okay, perfect.
Good question. So it's whatever you guys' target audience is. That just happens to be what we're testing right now, because we're a little more full service. We have agents who do everything. So, but nothing wrong with whoever your client is. That's who you want to target. Sometimes we do one for Disney, and then we'll do one for, just trying to, your whole goal is to just get them following your page. Okay. And then you have them to market to in the future. Was that helpful for you guys? Awesome.